Good morning, guys. Okay, so first trade of the week on the DAX from Tuesday the 10th of March. Just quickly before we get into it, markets have been crazy for the last sort of 10 days to 2 weeks. So hopefully you guys are all doing okay and trading well. Now, with this trade, kind of a couple of things I want to go over. Well, first of all, on Monday, when I came into the markets, it had gapped down so much. Really the biggest gap I can remember in the, must be 8 years that I've been trading now. And then it just continued to sell off. So on the Monday, my advice to subscribers also was just sit it out. Let's wait and see what's going to happen. Let's wait and see how this is going to develop. And then into the Tuesday, kind of back to trading, and I got into this buy position on DAX. Now, the markets were quite clearly bearish. So I'm going counter trend here. Now I'm going counter trend and I'm aware of that into the trade, so I'm being more cautious. Get into the buy position. It moves in my direction fairly quickly, fairly easily, and then there's a little bit of a pullback. But I've already kind of picked out the, I would say the safest exit levels, the first kind of swing points. Now the reason I'm doing that is because it's counter trend. The market is extremely volatile, which means potential slippage on your stop if you have a loss, and potential slippage when you exit for profit. So I'm just being much more cautious. Yeah, my main aim is to protect my capital, and then the next aim is to build capital. But that's the order it goes in. It's always protect and then try and make money. Now, the reason I want to kind of go into this one a little bit more in depth is because I get out of the trade for, you know, all right profit, nothing spectacular, nothing great. I've already picked the level to exit. I've decided that that's a safe level. I've decided it's what makes sense for this trade. Now, the market then continues to rally after I exit, and a fairly strong amount. So I could probably have got, you know, 1 to 2, 1 to 3 risks to reward. I can't really remember. But the reason I'm going over this as well is because there was one of the subscribers who took the same trade and kind of had a similar situation where he got out early. Now, remember, that was my plan before getting into this trade, to exit at those levels. It did exactly what I wanted. I got out of the trade and I got my profit. As a trader, as I always go over, it's almost impossible, but it is impossible to be perfect every time. And by that I mean perfect entries, perfect exits, every single trade. Because you're dealing in probabilities and you're dealing with a market whereby you can't always pick the exact level where things are going to happen, because you're just one person. You're dealing with a market that's made up of, you know, countless other traders buying and selling at all times. The reason it's so important though is because you can start to beat yourself up by not getting the perfect exit. So with this one, it's very easy for me to then sit back, look at the chart, it continues to rally, and I start beating myself up. And I start saying, I should have stayed in this one. What am I doing? I'm such an idiot. Why did I take this early profit? You know, it was so obvious it was going to bounce. Now that it's happening, you know, everyone's a perfect trader in hindsight. You just have to get used to the fact that that's part of trading. And as long as you followed your plan, that's the main thing. And you can also kind of flip it around, because if I do that, then what I'm going to do in the next trade is I'm going to try and hold on to it. Yeah, I'm going to think, oh, I missed the big profit on the last one. This one, I'm going to hold on to it. It doesn't matter if that makes sense for that trade, because it's kind of rolling around in my head. It's building up, and then I will try and hold it, and I'll likely get stopped out, or I'll get taken out of break even, and that'll happen a few times, and then I'll get frustrated and I'll switch back to taking early profits, and then that one will rally where I could have held it for longer. That's the kind of cycle of trading. You can't allow individual trades to dictate what it is that you do. So I actually turn the charts off after I have a good trade, just for that very reason, in case I'm watching profit left on the table. Now, another way is to try and flip the negative into the positive, because it's very easy to always gravitate toward the negative as a trader. I used to do it all the time. It was probably my girlfriend that actually realized this, because it was just a natural tendency for me. She would always say things like, you know, When you have a break even, you beat yourself up. When you have a loss, you beat yourself up. When you have a win, you beat yourself up because you think you could have taken it for more profit, or you could have gotten in a little bit earlier. And she was right. I was always looking at the negative. And that's very easy as a trader because you can never be perfect. So another way to look at it is, and if you're just starting out, it's a little bit different, but you can still think this way. For that trade, the way I looked at it was, okay, I've got my profit, the markets continue to rally, but I am finished, I think it was around about 8:40 in the morning. I'm finished work for the day by 8:40 in the morning. Most people are still in their cars, are still in traffic jams, are still heading to their offices. I now have the day to do whatever the hell I want. That is a much better way to look at it rather than simply focusing on the negative. Now, that doesn't mean you should paper over the cracks if you are doing stupid stuff with your trading, but it's a very kind of helpful and useful tool. Try and see if you are always focusing on the negative, and if you are, start looking for the positives when you do something good, when you have a decent trade, when you make the money, because if you don't, this can become a misery. If you're always focusing on the negative, you can start to hate the financial markets and trading without even realizing that it is happening. Okay guys, so that is everything for this week. I hope you are all having a good week, a good March. Very volatile as I've mentioned, but there's still some great opportunities in the markets. I'm James Orr, and thank you.